WrestleMania is right around the corner, and we have an absolutely stacked card this year. I know. I made a previous video talking about how 40 was way more hyped than 41, but I do believe this card is absolutely stacked. So in today's video, we're going to go over the entire card as it's been announced so far. I'm sure we're going to get a couple more matches, and I'll include them. They might not be in the card, but if you guys are ready for this, let's get the show on the road. Now, hold up real quick. If you guys enjoy professional wrestling content, do me one small favor. Make sure to hit the thumbs up at the end of this video if you guys enjoyed it, and make sure to subscribe if you liked it. With that being said, let's start reviewing this card. So we're going to work our way backwards, basically from when these matches got announced. And we had our latest match just get announced today. I'm recording this when this match got announced, which is Damian Priest against Drew McIntyre. Now, so many people have been complaining and moaning that Drew McIntyre deserves something bigger. Drew McIntyre should have been in the triple threat match with CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns and made it a fatal four-way match. And then you have that part of the internet wrestling community, I believe it's called the IWC, that absolutely hates on Damian Priest and say that he is being over pushed here. But let's be real, guys. The guy was just a world heavyweight champion. The guy was going through feuds and winning all these feuds. And the guy deserves what he's getting right now. Him and Drew McIntyre are the two realistically biggest names on SmackDown outside of Cody Rhodes and John Cena, and you got to put them together. Like, this match was inevitable, mainly because I just have no idea what else you do with them unless you put them into one of them into the triple threat match, and one of them, I guess, would have to be off of the card, or you put them in the US title match, or somehow get him in the IC title match. So this is realistically the best thing you could do with the two. Now, the biggest problem here is I think that they're going to screw Drew McIntyre over again. I do believe that they're going to somehow, some way give Damian Priest the win here. I think that they're going to figure out a way to just make it make sense, and whether it's a roll-up again, and that makes Drew McIntyre just absolutely lose his mind on the first episode of SmackDown and want to just take out Cody Rhodes next or something along those lines. I don't know what the direction really is for either one of these guys after WrestleMania, but as crazy as this sounds, I have a strong feeling they're going to give this match to Damian Priest. Which brings us to our next match, which I believe this match is going to be on WrestleMania. I don't want to misquote Adam Pearce on it, but I believe they're doing the War Raiders against New Day at WrestleMania. Now, I'm not super invested in this match. Personally, I feel like the New Day's heel run has been very they do just the same exact promo every single time they go out there. They say that this city's a dump and the city's team sucks, and that God, they should be thanking God that the New Day is here. And it's just the same exact promo every single week, and it really hasn't won me over. But them destroying the War Raiders after that match with the War Raiders kind of did give me a little bit of excitement to see like a more violent and a more evil version of the New Day. I also feel like the War Raiders have barely been on TV and barely been relevant. And just the amount of time they have the New Day on TV, I do believe that the New Day is going to end up winning this match. And I believe that hopefully it breathes some new life into that tag team division. And we're going to build some more tag teams that will eventually take the titles off of them. I believe it's also going to give us a great time to bring up Fraxium to take the titles off of them. But we'll see that. That's obviously a little more foreshadowing down the line. But I do believe New Day should be the winners of the Tag Team Championship match. Then we have Jade Cargill against Naomi. Now, this has been one that, like, when I was looking at all the matches on this card, this is one of the ones where I believe is a true coin flip. I do think they need to make the right decision here. I do think there is a right decision. I believe there's two directions that you go in it to have a right decision. Jakara Jackson and the Lash Legend do not need to be on NXT anymore. I do believe that those two women are so freaking good, and I do believe they're going to bring more life to the women's tag team division. I think a great way to do it is have them come up at WrestleMania, help Naomi beat Jade Cargill, because let's be real, Jade Cargill is an absolute force. They built her like an absolute force and monster. The only person that's pinned her has been Liv Morgan, and we know that Liv Morgan can beat everybody. I believe Naomi needs to win this match. Whether it's with the help of Jakara Jackson or Last Legend, whether it's a fact of somehow she cheats, Naomi needs to have a push this year. Naomi needs to, you don't make her character this evil heel bad guy and not give her a push. I also believe if she gets help, it doesn't really bring down Jade Cargill that much. So having Jakara and Lash help her, thumbs up from me. Logan Paul versus AJ Styles is our next match, and I believe that this is time. I believe it's time that the WWE is now going to officially push Logan Paul I believe we're going to see him getting an opportunity for the World Heavyweight Championship. And I believe that the only way that happens is he has an amazing showing at WrestleMania and beats AJ Styles. AJ Styles has done everything he needs in WWE. He's done everything he needs in professional wrestling. Like, the next thing he could do is go win the title at AEW. You know, like, be the only guy to win, like, every single title on planet Earth. And I just think that AJ Styles is going to start putting people over, even though he's already been putting people over. But I mean, like, putting over, like, some of these younger guys. Putting over a Logan Paul. I would love to see him in a feud with somebody like a Carmelo Hayes and let those two guys hoop it up. But I believe Logan Paul needs to win this match, and I believe Logan Paul needs to have a phenomenal showing in this, see what I did there, and really get a next opportunity to move up into the title scene, potentially against the Jey Uso. Now we're on to the United States Championship match, which we have LA Knight pinned up against Jacob Fatu. Like I said this in one of my previous videos, I believe that this WrestleMania is a changing of the guard moment. I think a lot of these younger guys will be getting wins, which is foreshadowing some of my results. I do believe Jacob Fatu is going to win this match. I was at LA Knight's match where he beat Shinsuke Nakamura for the title. And I do believe that he basically won it to be like another transitional champion again and have a little more credibility to the title. He was a longer reigning and a longer defending champion than Shinsuke was, than Logan Paul was. Rey Mysterio lost it pretty quickly and stuff like that. Same thing with, like, Austin Theory's run was kind of good, but I believe Jacob Fatu wins it here, and I believe Jacob Fatu ends up becoming, obviously, like, the head of the whatever this new Bloodline's name is going to be or whatever. I believe it's also going to set us up for a feud with Fatu and Solo, which is going to be great. But I believe this is Jacob Fatu's moment to finally have a championship. It's going to be Jacob Fatu's moment to show out at WrestleMania, and again, changing of the guard moment. You have a guy in his early 30s. You got to have him get a win here, and you got to push the guy. The women's tag team championship match, we do not have anyone who's competing against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. It doesn't really matter to me. They're winning that match. Liv Morgan and Raquel, for everything that Liv Morgan and Raquel did last year, everything that Liv Morgan herself really did last year, you can't have her lose at WrestleMania. I'm sorry. That would be so disrespectful to Liv Morgan, unless you do it with some way where the Judgment Day implodes on each other. So unless that somehow happens, Liv and Raquel have to win this match. Liv and Raquel are there to really elevate the women's division when it comes to tag teams again. They've been trying that with Bianca and Jade. It worked. They tried that with Bianca and Naomi. It worked. So now it's Liv Morgan's turn to do it. And I believe that Liv Morgan will keep elevating this tag team division. I believe they're going to bring up a lot of women this upcoming year to be tag teams, and they're just going to help elevate it. Now we're up to the first really, really fun match, in my opinion, and that is the WWE Intercontinental Championship match between the incumbent champion, Braun Breaker, versus Penta, versus Dom, versus Finn Balor. I actually predicted this match. If you guys don't remember, I talked about it in a previous video where I said that it's not going to be the three that everybody thinks, and Dom is going to get inserted into this because I believe this is how we get the breaking of the Judgment Day. But I need to be honest with you guys here. I don't think that this match is made for anybody but to make Braun Breaker a bigger star. You have Penta, who had a push. You have Finn Balor, a former world champion, and Dom, who has the biggest heat. Braun Breaker is going to beat all three of these guys. I believe he's going to look like a super strong force in this match. I believe that every single one of these guys is going to get absolutely destroyed by a spear by the end of the match. And we're going to have a super spear either on Finn Balor, which would make the most sense if he gets pinned, because Braun Breaker pinning him in a fatal four-way is going to look great at WrestleMania. It's a moment everyone's going to remember. He pinned a former world champion there. Penta would also be a great pin for him, but I believe that Braun Breaker is going to be walking out as a champion because you need to, like I said, changing of the guard. You need Braun Breaker to have this. My dark horse is obviously Dom would be absolutely amazing to win this at WrestleMania. I just don't think the time is now. Now on to our first world title match, and it's a match that the feud has been heating up. It's been getting a little more exciting. It's been getting to the point where, like, I want to talk about it. I want the match to happen. It's gonna cook. No matter whether, like when she won the Royal Rumble, everyone talked about Charlotte shouldn't win the Royal Rumble. Everyone talked about Charlotte didn't deserve it. She has never had a bad WrestleMania match. It's one of those where Triple H is like, look, I have a huge card coming up. I need someone reliable, and I need someone that is going to have a phenomenal match with our champion. I have to have Charlotte Flair win the Royal Rumble. Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte is going to be a banger of a match. They are both amazing in the ring. They're both great storytellers in the ring. As long as they don't play it too risky and we don't have any botches, because sometimes these two women do like to go for a little bit of risky plays here and there. I believe that this is a sneaky pick for literally the match of WrestleMania. We saw it with Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair, and I think this has the potential to be the same. And I know you guys are going to be mad about this. I do think Charlotte's going to win this match. Now, I believe that the reason Charlotte's going to win this match is I believe that Tiffany's going to have a Rhea Ripley type WrestleMania defense. I believe that Rhea Ripley losing the title when she lost her first title really helped elevate her. It helped her get back into the title picture, and it helped really just raise her character. Tiffany Stratton won her title with a cash-in. If she ends up losing it, building her way back up, and then winning the title normally, it is only going to make her more valuable as an asset, and no more, oh, you just won with a cash-in. Oh, you just were an ultimate opportunist. So give me Charlotte Flair on this one. Now we're on to the women's world title match that most people are most excited for. Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair. The problem with this match, and a lot of people are complaining, is the fact that Rhea Ripley just inserted herself into this match. And I get the complaints. But you're not keeping Rhea Ripley off this card, and you're not keeping her out of a world title match. You weren't just going to insert her into Charlotte Flair and Tiffany because it didn't make any sense. You insert her into this match. It made a lot of sense. Do I agree the way they went about it? Nah, whatever. It is what it is. We got here. I feel really bad for Io Sky in this moment. She's been overlooked this whole time. They've been bullying her, and I don't think she wins this match. Neither do I think Rhea Ripley wins this match. I believe Bianca Belair is walking out as champion. I believe she continues her undefeated streak. And listen, she is the best wrestler out of these three women. You can go argue at a wall. I know you're going to say Io Sky's better. No, she is not. Bianca Belair is the best wrestler out of these three women. She is also towards the tail end of her career. I know a lot of you guys don't know, but Bianca's 36 years old. I don't know how much longer she's going to wrestle. I know she wants to have kids and stuff like that. So, we don't know how much longer she wrestles. She needs at least one more decent title reign. I believe her winning this match, and then eventually us getting her and Rhea Ripley at a PLE is what everybody wants to see. I know I wanted at SummerSlam. I don't think they wait that long unless they run back Io Sky and Belair at Backlash, and then eventually Rhea gets her title shot again at SummerSlam. I believe Bianca Belair makes the most sense right now. It also gives us an opportunity for her, when we have people getting drafted, her having a feud with Naomi for the title. Now we're on to our first men's world title match. We have the World Heavyweight Championship between main event Jey Uso and Gunther. This feud has gotten so much better these past couple weeks, with Gunther absolutely almost killing Jimmy Uso, having that blood all over his body and destroying him while Jey was zip tied to the rope was amazing. Such a great addition to the story because they started this storyline way too early. I believe that Jey should have waited a couple weeks before he made his decision, which kind of messed up the build because he made it basically immediately and stuff like that. And it kind of gave us a slow burn, which a lot of people are like, oh, this sucks. And I believe that was a big reason why it's not main eventing. I believe if they waited and you had Jimmy almost get killed is what made Jey decide on who's he's gonna pick, that would have made this feud potentially main event worthy. And I hate to say it, I know a lot of you are gonna be upset. There's no way Jey Uso doesn't walk out as the world champion. I'm sorry. There's just no way. They've been building main event Jey Uso as a guy that's been the super babyface of the company, the super babyface on Raw. And I believe that they want to have a super babyface champion on Monday Night Raw. And he's going to hold that title realistically for at least 2-3 months, maybe all the way to SummerSlam. Now we're on to the main events. So main event of night one, we have the triple threat match between CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. We've had a big wrench thrown into this now with the fact that Paul Heyman decided that he's going to walk out there with CM Punk and not be Roman Reigns' wise man. But Seth Rollins is now owed a favor after he didn't kill Paul Heyman on the last week's episode of Monday Night Raw. So we're in a very interesting storyline here. I actually think that my mind has shifted on this match 5 different times. At first, I was like, all right, Roman's not going to lose this match. Then I was like, all right, CM Punk can't lose this match. Now Rollins has a favor, so Rollins can't lose this match. The biggest thing when it comes to these matches, I always think about what's next. I believe Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns are next. These two guys will be feuding next, whether it's at Backlash, whether it's at SummerSlam, which gives us the odd man out in CM Punk. CM Punk is going to have a Money in the Bank match against the winner of the WWE Universal Championship match, which tells you that CM Punk has to win this match. Now, would I love it if my favorite wrestler, Seth Rollins, win this match? Hell yeah. I would love it. I think it makes the most sense to have CM Punk pin Roman Reigns with having Paul Heyman in his corner. And when Paul Heyman has to go back to Roman Reigns, the favor is that they get a match against each other. I think that's the best way to go about it. I think it's the most logical way to go about it. I know most people are now picking Rollins to have Paul Heyman be his guy at the end of the match and then walk out together. I just have a hard time seeing that. I don't think that makes sense for basically any one of their characters right now. So I'm going to have to go with CM Punk winning this match. And lastly, we're on to the main event of the entire show. And boy, oh boy, am I so excited to see this. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be at Allegiant Stadium for both of these nights. And I'm going to absolutely lose my mind when I watch this match. We have John Cena going for number 17 on the grandest stage of them all. And Cody Rhodes trying to defend his title. There is so much that is going into this match that is going to give us a lot of questions. Is there going to end up being a stipulation for this match? Or is it a fair 1v1 match? Is The Rock going to be involved in this match? Travis Scott going to be involved in this match? Is Stone Cold Steve Austin going to be involved in this match helping Cody Rhodes? We don't know. I believe, let's be real, we're not going to have this be a fair one-on-one match. We haven't had a fair WrestleMania Night 2 main event in what feels like a decade now, basically. Someone is always involved one way or another. So I do think The Rock will be involved some way or another. I do believe that has to happen. Travis Scott probably gets involved. His song is one of the two theme songs. I don't think Stone Cold gets involved. I know a lot of people are predicting that. But I believe John Cena walks out with number 17 at the end of this night. I do believe that John Cena walks out. I believe that The Rock is going to raise his hand, just like when you had in Twice in a Lifetime, where The Rock raised the hand of John Cena with the title. I believe John Cena is going to win number 17, and it's going to set us up for a lot of cool matches. Because another guy that I didn't really get to talk about, just because we don't know what's going on with him, I'm just going to tell you, Randy Orton's winning his match. Whether it's Kevin Owens still, whether it's Nick Aldis, whether it's any guy that randomly gets put in there, Randy's going to win because they're doing John Cena and Randy Orton at Backlash. They're going to be doing Money in the Bank with John Cena and CM Punk. SummerSlam, they probably run back Cody Rhodes and John Cena. John Cena needs to win number 17 here. It's the grandest stage of them all. It's going to make the biggest story. It's going to make social media headlines. I believe that him winning number 17 is going to do more views than him winning the Elimination Chamber and him turning heel. I believe that is a moment that is going to be talked about forever in history. WrestleMania 41 is where the record was broken. So John Cena has to win this match. I think it's a no-doubter for me. With that being said, I want to know from you guys, were there any matches that you completely disagreed with me on? Is there any matches that you believe are missing? Do you think that we should have the Street Profits on this card? I know I've been complaining about them not having a match for this card. Do you think that there's anyone else that, you know, was kind of overlooked, like an Alexa Bliss or anything along those lines? The Wyatt Six? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys enjoyed this video, do me two small favors. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that subscription button. Ring that bell for notifications. And I just want to tell you guys, my name is Allenownz. This is much love from me to you guys. Peace.